Weather portion of AgweekTV, a couple of things going on. I want to focus a little bit of attention on the dry northern plains and what kind of impacts that might bring as we go through a winter without much snow, following a fall without much rain. Well, frigid air, we found it. It may not be the coldest winter in many years, but it has certainly gotten cold here in the second half. Starting out, we'll talk about how much that might linger, and there are some storm chances coming into the northern plains. But first, let's go back to way back to the beginning of the growing season. Last April, because of a wet winter and a wet fall the year before, there just weren't any areas of ongoing drought conditions in the Great Plains, in the eastern part of the United States, in the Corn Belt at all. The drought was all confined to the west and generally not that severe. As we went through the summer, though, we started getting dry into the northern plains. Many areas became quite dry, and as we got on into the wintertime season, this has actually been expanding. And across the northern plains, many areas are actually, in terms of the U.S. Drought Monitor, getting a little on the dry side with some severe to moderate drought over many areas of the Dakotas, and at least things are a little bit dry over most of Minnesota. Some other dry soils down to the south. Keep in mind, though, the ground is frozen, so this means a lot less this time of year than it does in the spring. Timely rains, it's not a problem, but without timely rains, there's going to be some problems come planting season. Meanwhile, the weather has turned cold, and the weather will likely turn colder as we go through this week ahead. Frigid weather is expected to reorganize in western Canada, and there's a pretty good chance that'll begin dropping south here toward the end of the week. And by the weekend, there will be some areas again of the Dakotas that stay near or below zero throughout the day and will stay below freezing in the cold air all the way down to the Texas Panhandle. Warm weather in the southeast, not a lot of heat in California because of this configuration of the jet stream. Moving on into the next weekend, that cold weather will likely linger. Looks like early next week it will retreat slightly, but not for long. Generally cold weather with the jet stream dipping much further south. This will be among the next couple of weeks, look among the coldest of the winter in the northern plains and at least the western Great Lakes. Not a lot of heat down south. Of course, January, early February often is about the coldest time of the year. So if you want to find warm weather, it's going to have to be down across the far southern part of the state. Now, with this change in the weather pattern, I do expect around midweek, and the location on this may change, but a storm system bringing snow, rain turning to snow, and then rain and thunderstorms at some point. I can't promise exactly where this will be, but ample moisture seems likely. And late January, early February is the rainy season in the West Coast, and they're getting plenty of that this week. Next week, probably another system or two coming across the north, not as far south this time. The far southwest is looking dry. So the general outlook, quite a bit colder, and for the northern plains, looks snowy.